it's Amy from Lucykate Crafts. This is my first video, and this is just a little introduction to the world of Lucykate Crafts. And this is where it all takes place. This is my little sewing room. It's the smallest bedroom in our house, and I kind of share it with the children because they come in here and use my desk and my computer quite a lot. Doesn't have a fantastic view, unfortunately. It just, because it's at the side of the house, it just looks out straight onto next door's extension. But it doesn't really matter because whenever I'm in here, I'm usually working on the computer or sewing. It's a bit dull in here today, so I've put the light on. But you can also see just up here, you can just see that. That is where my husband fell through the ceiling when he was up in the loft. We decided to keep it like that because that's the best repair we could do, and it was quite funny when it happened. This is one of my shelves. Up there's some of the kits which I designed for Anchor. Then there's just bits of storage. There's some wool roving for felting there, and the stuffing which I use in my softies. Then there's my craft books. Mixture of new and old pattern books which I've picked up from charity shops and jumble sales. Then there's my collection of magazines. Some of them have got me featured in them, but mostly it's sort of reference. Then down the bottom, that's the beginning of my fabric collection. Not very attractively stored, I'm afraid. It's just kind of shoved in little baskets. There's this one here. That's just full of old clothes which have come from this old kids' clothes charity shop, stuff that's got, nice fabric and buttons that I don't want to throw out, but I might use them for sewing. Then here there's some of my collection of wool jumpers and cardigans which have all been felted in the washing machine. There's some in the washing machine right now, actually. One of something that I bought the other day, which is just felting. Then down in that basket at the bottom, that's where I keep all of my plain fabrics. There's more wool down there because I've kind of run out of storage. This is my mum's. This was my mum's sewing box, and I remember her having it in our sitting room when I was little. She used to keep all of her sewing stuff in there, but she doesn't use it anymore, and it was in her loft, so I asked if I could have it. And at the moment it's got all of my hand sewing threads in. It's all sort of pearl cotton. Then over here, this is all of my, down the bottom in that basket, that's all of my pattern fabrics. Then that's my box is full of craft felt. More things that I felted. This is the basket which I use mostly. This is sort of my preferred colour choices are all in there. And then here, this is the little box of fabric which I use the most. Again, all of my bits of favourite fabrics are in there. Because I work quite small, I also like working from quite a limited palette, so I don't have a huge range of fabrics here. It's quite a small, conservative collection, I think, compared to what some people have. But I like it that way. I know, some people might find it easy to work with more fabric around, more inspiring, but I actually quite like and enjoy working in this way. In that folder, that's where all of my templates live when I'm not using them. Then up here, this is my button collection. It's an old jewellery box, which is ideal for buttons because it's got lots of little compartments in it. Then over here there's some things that you might recognise from the blog. There's the owl egg cosy and the bees. And then up here just some bits and bobs of embroidery that's on the go. Then above the window I put up a little washing line which I can peg things from, which is a mixture of sort of bits of reference, stuff that's come from other people, stuff that people have bought for me, and I just stick it up there, keep it all out of the way. That's my notice board, which is above the desk, where it's all of my stuff which I want to keep hold of, don't want to lose, I stick up there. bits that I cut out of magazines, ideas that I've come across, and business cards as well, addresses from people who I've made contact with. Then on my little shelves there's some of my own softies, but there's also bits and bobs that have been sent to me very kindly from other crafters, and also a few bits and bobs that I've bought. Down the bottom shelf there's some things which are, well, should be in Etsy but aren't, but just a constant reminder it's how neglected my Etsy shop is at the moment, because I've just been concentrating on magazine projects for the last few months. There's my new glasses, which I should be wearing, but they're down there. There's the computer where I do all of my blogging, and that's my chair. There's a couple of cushion covers there, both finished. I just need to photograph them and then I can go and post them. And most importantly, there is my sewing machine, and that is the reason for me doing these films, because I'm going to do a little video with a demonstration of how to do free machine embroidery.